What's up, YouTube? Hello, my subs. I love you. I was thinking that I would like to challenge myself. Most of you don't know that I am actually an author. I haven't published anything new for a long time. I'm a very good writer. I enjoy writing very much, but I'm not a good reader. I've got dyslexia, I've got a lot of learning disabilities, especially surrounding reading. So I would like to challenge myself to read my entire first book to you guys. I'll do one chapter at a time, and I'm gonna barrel through it, whether I'm slow in some places or make mistakes, whether I need to sound things out or read it again. I'm gonna leave in all of my mistakes and not judge myself. A lot of people can't get to the libraries now because the libraries aren't open. A lot of people are running out of money to be able to download things on their Kindles and on their phones. So I thought I'm gonna go ahead and read my first book to you guys, and hopefully you will enjoy it. And I ask that you please go ahead and pass it along to anybody that you know that really appreciates books on tape. And if you're into the show Outlander, you'll probably be into my book. I've picked a very comfortable place that's quiet, and I'll have very little distractions. So I'm gonna start. Fairies of Elysium by Danielle Marie Linton. Yes, that is in fact me. Here we go. Chapter 1. This was a question I often asked myself in the dark of night when it was quiet. Who am I? It is so hard living through a life of constant changes. You find yourself wondering about the true meaning of your life, who you are, and what any of this really means. I've had so many experiences, both good and bad, and I've often thought of the reason why I experienced what I did. Sometimes I sit and contemplate the beginning of the universe so hard that suddenly it seems that my soul is floating into the great beyond. Who am I? I know now, finally, after hundreds of years. Yes, that's right. I did say hundreds of years. Some people believe in reincarnation, heaven, hell, or nothing at all. The truth is that no matter what you believe, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. I'm going to tell my story. Whether or not you choose to believe it cannot negate the actual truth. If you ask a doctor of philosophy, a priest, or a Darwinist about the creation of the world, you'd probably get 3 different answers. What most people overlook is that the truth is there, no matter how you choose to believe. Many answers to this life on Earth will go unanswered because we simple humans are not meant to know it all. If we all knew the answers, then we would all be gods. None of the answers to all of the unknowns are ever answered for us until we die. I'm sure that even then, God will conceal some secrets for himself. The minute that a soul leaves the body can be the longest minute that you spent in your life, because in death, time doesn't exist. Some hover over their body below and analyze it for a while, not understanding what they were seeing. The body is not dead yet when this happens, but it is dying. The soul, at this point, has to make a choice. Does it go back into the body and fight, or graciously give up and go home? Heaven is home. Most people think that heaven is where you go when you die, But most never think that all of us started out there. We were among a cluster of souls with endless knowledge about the afterlife and no particular knowledge about the human world. When the soul makes the choice to come into the world, it is plucked from the bunch and planted in the body of a fetus at the moment of conception. Some do not believe in reincarnation, but those who have knowledge of the afterlife surely believe in this phenomenon. If you believe in God Almighty, why would you believe that He only gives us one chance at life? Our God is love. Like any good parent, He wants the best for His children. If a soul feels the need to accomplish a goal that wasn't achieved, then God will give that soul another chance to succeed. Reincarnation can only take place, however, when the soul is united with all family members. Once you are reincarnated, some things may be familiar to you, but you don't know why. Your dreams may emanate places or people that you could swear you have never seen before. What you don't know is that your soul saw them before in your former life. Have you ever met a very young person, perhaps 20, but when you talk to that person, you know that he or she is an old soul? That person must certainly have been here before in order to be so wise and so full of spirituality. If you had met me as a human about 7 years ago, you would have said that about me. I will get to the details later, but for now, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Jaziel. I have no idea what my name means, for it simply came to my mother in a dream. She dreamed that she would have a baby girl who would be so beautiful, and she would name her Jaziel. Jaziel I did become, and beautiful I was, which became a curse in my life during that day and time. I lived in what became to be known as the Renaissance era. My father was a simple farmer, nothing but a peasant, and my mother likewise helped with the farming. The main duties of my father, along with most of the other villagers in our class, were to tend to the land surrounding the castle. The feudal system had long since given way to a different set of human economic relations. However, the separation of classes seemed to remain the same. My father was not as low on the chain as the castle toilet scrubber, but he was still peasant nonetheless. After so many years, it is difficult to remember much about my parents, except that they were good people. I always tried to be good like them and hoped that God would bless me in my days ahead. The best blessing would be to meet with them again in heaven. At this point in my life, I believe that I have years for this to happen. But when my time does come to pass, this time, I will certainly see them at the gates. I decided to write down my unbelievable story, not so that people would understand who I am, but for myself. The past is what forms and shapes our personality. Situations, roadblocks, or crisis in our lives can determine who we become. You see, it is how you choose to deal with life's unexpected twists that will shape the path for the rest of your life. There are moments in everyone's life that will help to define a person. I look back at all the times that I cried my guts out for a man that I wanted but could never have, and I wondered why I had to go through all that. I wondered why I had to go through so much just to have something that everyone desires: love. Now that I look back, I cannot say that I understand it all, but I do recognize God's great blueprint for my life. I have a loving husband, beautiful children, and a love that I always hoped to receive. When looking at the past, I cannot fully say that I would want to do it again to get where I am now, but I can say that it was worth it. Perhaps the biggest gift I received from living that way, the way that I have, is the knowledge that I have accumulated. I am without a doubt a walking testament to faith, hope, love, and making peace with your past. You see, in order to have peace in your present, you must make peace with your past. This is the only way to be happy with yourself and ultimately your life. This is my story. The story of a maiden who has lived hundreds of years and loved throughout them all. Take it as you wish. Remember though, the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not.